The war on crypto continues. The SEC suing Coinbase. You can see they made this announcement. They say, today we charged Coinbase with operating its crypto asset trading platform as an unregistered national securities exchange, broker, and a clearing agency, and for failing to register the offer and sale of its crypto asset staking as a service program. This is not good news for people who are interested in alternative currencies and a hedge against the dollar and vision for a world with decentralized finance that is not completely compromised by the federal system. Coinbase is suffering. You can see that their stock has crashed majorly on the news, and we'll take a look at the updates there. The complaint has been filed. We're going to see what that looks like. Zero Hedge has some background on the consequences of this. Now, this would be like a local bank that you bank at. A lot of people use Coinbase being taken out by the federal government because it challenges the supremacy of their dollar. A day after the SEC sued Binance, Bloomberg reports that Gensler also sued Coinbase in federal court. So they're going after all of the big exchanges, alleging that Coinbase is in violation of the law. That's Gary Gensler salivating over the crypto platforms. And so they made their announcement, and you can see they had already told Coinbase that they were going to be getting the all clear back in April. Coinbase gets the all clear from the SEC, the same SEC that's now suing them, that's now charging them, setting stage for a landmark crypto listing. So they thought they were on the good and up path, and then suddenly they are now being charged. Here you see what happened to their stock. Boom, just crashing. Not good. And Coinbase is a major player in this space. So if Coinbase gets taken out, then you may see a big problem in this space. Zero Hedge says the lesson is clear. They should have spent as much money on political bribes as FTX did. FTX, of course, paying off Democrats not to investigate them. And we all saw what happened with Sam Bankman-Fried. So now this is the complaint from the SEC, and it is a doozy, 101 pages. You see it's the Security and Exchange Commission versus Coinbase as plaintiffs versus the defendants. It has been filed in the Southern District of New York, court that we spend a lot of time in here. They say that Coinbase operates as an exchange, a crypto exchange, the largest trading platform in the United States. 108 million customers here, billions of dollars in daily trading volume, and hundreds of crypto assets. Tons of people use it, tons of money exchanged. The Coinbase platform merges three different functions: brokers, exchanges, and clearing agencies. But Coinbase never registered as a broker or an exchange or a clearing agency, and it evaded Congress and our security regime for years. Now, Coinbase has earned billions of dollars in revenues by collecting transaction fees, whom Coinbase has deprived of disclosures and protections. Well, I don't really feel like I've been deprived. I use Coinbase, and its disclosures have felt perfectly adequate to me. Congress enacted the Security Exchange in part to provide the regulation of the national securities markets. Congress charged the SEC with protecting investors, preserving fair and orderly markets, facilitating capital formation, which is what Coinbase has basically done. I mean, they've created this crypto space out of nothing because it provides value. Through a series of disclosures, record-keeping, inspections, these provisions have led to the creation of separate functions. Since at least 2019, the Coinbase platform that's operated as an unregistered broker, soliciting investors, handling customer funds, been doing this for years, and providing a marketplace that brings together orders of multiple buyers as an exchange. But it failed to register with us, and it evaded the disclosure requirements, and therefore the SEC must get involved. Coinbase also operated as an unregistered broker, prime broker for digital assets, carried out these functions. For years, Coinbase has made calculated business decisions to make crypto assets available for trading. They understood the Supreme Court decisions as giving them leeway, but they only paid lip service, they say, to comply with the applicable laws. Coinbase has for years made available for trading crypto assets that fail different tests, gaining financial returns through their services. So here's what the SEC wants to do. You see, they have Coinbase listed as the defendant. They give us some statutory framework. They're going to give us the rules. Investment contracts are instruments where somebody invests money and they can expect profits or a return. There are rules for these things. The Security Act says we've got to do certain things. The Exchange Act says we've got to do other things. You got to register the exchanges if you're going to be engaging in these contracts. Register under the law, registration of clearing agencies, lots of just law law here, right? What are these things? What do they do? What is FINRA? Here we get some background on some crypto stuff. They tell us what a blockchain is. It's a distributed ledger. Crypto asset owners often use wallets. There's consensus mechanisms whereby you've got proof of work or proof of stake, like Bitcoin versus Ethereum. And you've got exchanges where people can sell and trade assets. There's trading platforms like Coinbase where a lot of this stuff happens. And they give us some contrast. They say that this is a little bit different than other registered national security exchanges because they protect investors' interests. They've got safekeeping. They're registered with the government. So they tell us about an SEC report advising people to be careful. And at some point, Coinbase got into a relationship as a prime broker. They created wallets. Coinbase describes its services as safe and easy to use. People can go on Coinbase. A lot of money's transacted. Many people are involved in this. We support crypto assets. They're telling us what they published on their website. But through the platform, they did a bunch of things, even though they have never registered as a national securities exchange. So they still facilitated, right? This is the government regulating a perfectly acceptable, great company out of existence. It's so gross. Coinbase holds itself out as providing brokerage services. They say Coinbase does all these things, which is our jurisdiction. You can't do those things. They hold their funds in crypto assets. They maintain a marketplace. Yeah, it looks like that. Easy to get on there and trade, view what the markets are doing. They allow people to explore. If you've ever used Coinbase, you're familiar with all this stuff. You can go right on here, see what the prices of the different currencies are, and make your decisions. You can place orders. You can match trades. So they give us all the background. They tell us more about what Coinbase has done. They've done risk assessments. There's been disclosures. Here we have Cardano. And as we fast forward through this, they're telling us some of the business relationships they've had, apparently relationships with FTX, SQL, Solana Labs. Solana was another blockchain, Matic. Okay, so they're just walking us through all the different things that they had listed. We're going to fast forward through this thing and get to the end of this and ask ourselves what specifically they're asking for. So we get some of the claims. Okay, violation of the Exchange Act, violation of another section of the Exchange Act, and here's what they're asking for. Wow. The commission asks this court to enter a final judgment permanently enjoining Coinbase and their agents, servants, and employees and their attorneys from violating the Exchange Act by performing any of those services, which is a lot. You just heard over 100 million customers in America or throughout the world. Permanently enjoining Coinbase and each of its respective agents, servants, employees from violating these sections of the Securities and Exchange Act, ordering the defendants to disgorge on a joint and several basis all ill-gotten gains resulting from these violations. They want to come and take their profits, ordering Coinbase to disgorge all ill-gotten gains resulting from these violations with prejudgment interest thereon, and order them to pay civil money penalties pursuant to the Exchange Act and the Securities Act, and granting any other relief that this court may deem appropriate and proper. Signed by Attorney George Tenrio from the SEC, filed in the Southern District of New York. Just another disgusting abuse of government power. Coinbase is a very valuable, very legitimate company that serves a lot of people's interests, but it threatens the sanctity of the dollar and the security of the regulatory enterprise that the Democrats have. And they don't like that. Their dog in the fight, their chosen winner, FTX, didn't win. So now they've got to go out and take out any other threats to their hegemonic power. It's disgusting. I think Bitcoin and crypto will survive this. We knew a regulatory attack was going to be coming, and we'll see what happens with Bitcoin. I think that certainly there may be a lot of tumultuous times ahead until these regulatory affairs are sorted out. But Coinbase still does have a defense. They're still going to be defending themselves, I'm sure of it, with very, very aggressive lawyers to explain what a travesty this is, how they've been allowed to operate for years and years without any hints that, well, there have been recently hints with a Wells notice and other things that went their way. But previously, they looked like they were on the path towards even becoming listed on the exchange, on the stock exchange. So the fact that they got rug pulled by the SEC, I'm sure their lawyers will have a lot of fun with that. And we'll see what happens. I think crypto and Bitcoin will survive.